Mwen ka di ou bonjour. Ou là. Tout le monde pas sav mwen dominicain ou sav. Yo kwe mwen anglais. Mwen di bon pour yo. So, Mr. Prime Minister, distinguished guests, may I say all protocols observed. I want to say to each and every person here how great is my sense of pride to be home. Because many of you will know that my mother, Deli Marie Morillon, was born in Delaford. She was the 8th and the last child of her mother and father. Now, her mother was Anastasia Louise Douglas, a Batacarib. And her father was Guillaume Jean Morillon IV, a Frenchman, a Morillon who was one of the members of the families who first settled in this area of Dominica in Vieille, along with the Liblins, the Seamans, and others. And if you go to Vieille, you'll see a sign which says that this is where my family came from. And I come from a long line of resolute Vieille women. But I was born in St. Joseph. So you know what they say about femmes Saint Joseph? Nous faux savent. Nous pas qu'à mêler avec moun. Nous qu'à faire travail nous. Et nous qu'à prier Dieu pour ba nous la force et la courage pour faire ça nous ni pour faire pour bon Dieu et pour caille nous et pour payer nous-mêmes. So, although my parents took me from Dominica, they didn't take me out of Dominica. And my family served in this region for many years. You will, I'm sure, remember my aunt, Nurse Morillon, who was the midwife married to a Royer. So you see, moi, tout partout. My uncle, who had the shop, Uncle Shillingford, right here in Vieille. And my aunt, Claudie, who used to teach in the primary school here in Vieille. So this is my home. This is where I come from. And when Mama and Daddy left Dominica, when I was just 2.5, they left because, in many ways, of me. Daddy was a very amazing feminist. He was born in 1912, and Daddy believed that nothing that his 6 sons could do, his 4 daughters couldn't do too. And when Mama was not looking, he would say to us, "You are as good as the best, better than the ordinary. You can do anything the boys can do." And then when he was sure she was not looking or listening, he'd say, "Only better." He always said, "Give me my girls, give me my girls." So 10 of us were born in the Caribbean. But when I was born, my father realized that it would be difficult for him to give me what he gave my brothers if we remained here. Because in those days, as many of you will remember, you had to go away to university and away to senior school. So Mama and Daddy were worrying how would they manage to send all 10 children to university, because I was the last, but they did not believe I was the least. And Mama and Daddy said, that people always said to me that I was an only child. Was I an only child? And I said, yes, I am one of my mother and father's 12 only children. because they used to say they only had one of each of us. And my father told us what I'm going to tell every child here, that each and every individual in the world is given a talent by God. And it is our job to find that talent, to hone it, and then use it for the benefit of other people. Because that is our mission in life. And we here in the Caribbean know God. And we love him and we serve him. And when people ask me, how have you achieved these things? I have to say to them, it has all been by his grace. And nothing that is worth having is easy. So if people tell you you don't have to work hard, they lie. You can manti. And if they tell you that there is no sacrifice, they lie. But what they should tell you is if you work hard, if you commit yourself to God, all things in his name are possible. All things. So don't let people tell you you're too small. You come from a small island. That's what they said about us, you know. We are small island and we have too much. Well, we may be small, but we're just like a diamond, and we're mighty and we're valuable. And I really want to thank and praise our Prime Minister, because he kept faith with us. Not with me, you know, with us. He believed in Dominica. He believed in Dominicans. And he chose some formidable women to send into battle with me, because he chose the great Francine Baron to be my champion. And he chose Janet Charles in London, and Nakinda, and Josephine. You notice a theme there? Prime Minister, you're choosing women all the time. But none of those women have let him down, I hope. And so it has been a long journey. But the pride I feel in having been chosen to be your candidate for the Secretary General's post knows no bounds. Because many people thought I would want to be chosen as the British candidate. But I was never British. Dominica has had my soul my whole life. When I entered into my mother and father's home, I was home, and that home was here. They made sure that we understood our culture, that we spoke our language, and we understood who we were. And I'm incredibly proud that today my sister Lucretia is with me, because if you think I'm Dominican, you better meet her. And that the support I got came from the region too, because with me also is Her Excellency Lolita Applewhite, who used to be the Commonwealth Secretary General Deputy of CARICOM, I beg her pardon. Secretary General of Commonwealth soon come, you know. But she was a wonderful support to me, along with Teresa Marshall, who will be here later, both coming from Barbados. So Lucretia is in Trinidad, I had Barbados, I had Dominica. All of us, as my father would say from Antigua, are one. But there is so much for us to do, because we live in troubled and troubling times. And there is now an opportunity for us to rebuild our beautiful island. We were hit, and hit sorely, on the 27th of August by Erica, Tropical Storm Erica. She damaged 90% of our GDP and left us with more than $500 million worth of damage. But you know, Dominicans, we are strong, we are resilient, and just like our land, we recover and we come again. But there is a moment now. We have an agreement in COP21, which is the climate change agreement, which sets realistic and achievable goals. I hope that we here in Dominica will be the first to grapple with those challenges and show the world what a true green nature island can do. I want our future for our children to be a bright one, so they can be all they can be. And I hope every child in this school will think, not what do I want to be and who do I want to be, but they'll ask themselves a different question. What do I want to do? Because there tends to be two sorts of people. People who want to be somebody and people who want to do something. So I hope each and every one of us here will want to do something. And you know what I found? Whilst you're doing something, somehow you end up being someone. My parents would say, do something before something do you. So there is so much for me to be thankful for. And it is a huge honor to me that here in Vieille, where my whole family are from, it is here in Vieille that the Vieille people and the people of Dominica have chosen to honor me. And you could not have given me a greater honor, particularly as a constituent from St. Joseph. So, can I thank you from the bottom of my heart? Can I say to you what Mama would say to me? She'd say, I hope, bon Dieu bao la force et le courage pour faire ça ou ni pour faire ça il voulait ou faire, quand il voulait ou faire, si il voulait ou faire. And every time I went to see her, and many of you will know, and Alex used to come so often, Alex Boyd Knights used to come so often to see Mama and to see Daddy, that my parents both lived in Monroe Street for the last 10, 15 years of their lives, and that is where they died, and they're both buried together in the cemetery in Roseau. And every time I would come or leave Mama, she would say to me this, kneel, my child. And she would give me this blessing, which I share with all of you, but particularly the children. She'd say, may the Lord bless and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and be merciful unto you all the days of your life. May your guardian walk beside you, and may Jesus keep you safe in the very palm of his hand. And then she'd say to me, and I give you my blessing, my child, so that you will walk with God. And that's the blessing that I wish to leave all of you. May you also walk with God, and that may he give you all the strength and courage you need to achieve what you must achieve. And I pray that so powerfully for our cabinet and for our Prime Minister. Vous savez, tout le monde vle bay mépris. Yo bay, moi ka di yo sous se sel.
very much.
Yes, let us stand and give her a round of applause.